Hello there, Sagittarius. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading is going to be for Sagittarius for March of 2021. To everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for an overall view, and we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading, hopefully to bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a weird speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. Makes all of us Sagittarius named Frankie, I suppose, for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and rising sign. You basically get a more comprehensive view of the month. I don't think the cards will go week by week. I think they'll blend in and out throughout the month as an overall theme or an overall kind of view. Our words down here are interesting. They're forgiveness, courage, exploration, freedom, and education. And I can kind of see the one that goes with the education thing. Our card on the bottom of the deck, though, is the Empress card. That's kind of cool for us to have. It could mean that we are in a position of nurturing someone else or several someone else's right now. It can take a real obvious form, like taking care of the kid or spouse that's sick or a friend that's sick, being supportive of someone in some manner, shape, or form. Sometimes it could refer to pregnancy, but because it's a card of fertility. So if it's pregnancy, you know what's going on. If this is something I'm looking for or waiting for in my life, but it's appropriate for us now to give that kind of nurturance to others because we have the strength, we would have the ability to be able to do this kind of thing without depleting ourselves. And that's the important thing, that without depleting ourselves, because if the Empress is in reverse, it means that we are giving way too much and that we are depleting our own energy so much that we worn ourselves out and we'd have to back up. But I don't see anything. Actually, I see 2 reasonably like glitches that are going to be a little bit tough, but I think we can make it through them and really up and out of it and around them as far as I'm concerned, because we have such good words here, you know, with the words that we have, forgiveness and courage. Maybe there's something we need to forgive but move on from it and have the courage to explore other options really that are going to add more to our freedom. Maybe we've had a little bit of a I've had enough of education in this situation or relationship, but I think for the most of us, this energy of the Empress means fertility and ideas and things like that coming into our life. Like, it feels like a blessed new beginning. And those are the words they're saying to me to say to us. So now we got the 3 of Rods card here, and that's interesting too. It means we're ready, willing, and able, if that's the way you want to say it, to hang on to what we have, period. We hung on to it by remaining in some calm manner, calm control of situation, whatever situation we're in, knowing point blank there's no need for impulsiveness. So think about it like that. No need for impulsiveness. This is the time for acting in a mature, responsible manner based on experience, based on common sense, actually, based like that, and taking things firmly into our hands and handling them, you know, just handling them. So we've consolidated whatever situation it is we're in, business or enterprise, and we could now expect with the Three of Rods, we can expect financial gain. So with the Three of Rods energy, it's important for us to create and define the role that we want to play and present it as a positive picture to the world at large. This kind of attitude will draw to us helpful people, good circumstances. We've established like a solid foundation for our business or the occupation, and we can then expect cooperation from others that will help us to succeed. So at this point, we are clear about who we are. Be very clear about who we are, and others respond and positively to our confidence, our abilities, like to know this is who I am, this is what I'm talking about, that I can stand up, I have courage. And the word that comes with it is, and if you don't think I do, maybe I'll just turn around and walk away. I'm thinking that right now because of this Eight of Swords energy that's coming up next here. This is related. This Eight of Swords related to the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is a lady with her hands crossed her chest with the two swords and the blindfold on. If you notice in the Eight of Swords, not only are her eyes and nose covered, but so is the mouth covered in the Eight of Swords. So the Two of Swords is called denial. But with this card, with the Eight, we are completely conscious of the choices that are available to us. Despite this, there can be this feeling of being trapped, either being unable or unwilling to make that choice. So when we do this, we maintain a painful state. It's like really uncomfortable. So some people can view this card as very extreme, you know, bound, this person's bound, they're blindfolded, surrounded by all these swords all around them, stuck in the sand. That sand, really? So we're seeing them like some kind of a barrier. But if you think about this lady is not tied up in ropes really tight. It's like cloth, and the swords are in sand. So all she has to do is shake off those little strips of cloth that are around her and pull off the blindfold or use one of those swords to get it off. So it's a situation around us that is causing us a great unhappiness, but we are not. We are not without the resources, right, to change the matter. We are never without the resources to change the matter. So I want you to really think about that. The bad situations, temporary, normally with this card, it can mostly be avoided. And it can be avoided by looking at things clearly, you know, looking at them clearly and standing up and saying, okay, I have this choice, I have that choice, I have this choice. What choice is it that I want to make that's going to be better for me? Especially if we're nurturing others so much and it's time for us to receive. You know, think about that. What choice is going to be better for me? Maybe I have to move out of a situation. Maybe I have to move forward. Maybe I need some kind of help to get through the situation. And then I start exploring my options, just like our word down here. what's going to give me that freedom? What's going to help me to move forward? You know, it's just, it's that type of energy for us this month. Next one here is this little Knight of Pentacles. We are not pentacle energy. We're fire energy. Pentacles is earth plane energy. So this is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo type energetics here. This knight is not a fighting knight. He's just kind of poised at a point in his life, almost like that Eight of Swords, right in the middle, poised at a point. Some type of adventure, maybe travel, either departures or arrivals. If it's a person, it would represent someone with the spirit of adventure, pretty exciting, but someone who's very materially minded. These are pentacles, that's earth plane. Good at performing any task set before them, but they're not really a self-starter. Think about it like that. I give them a job or state the job and they will perform it perfectly, but they won't just do the job unless I tell them this is the job I want done. It's that type of energy. So it also is situations around us that involve arrivals and departures, like coming and going. I know a lot of us are not doing a lot of that right now, but it can do that. We could quit a job for more money somewhere else, totally, or go to another locale for the same reason, move, experience other changes that are relative to our money. But this is where I see that one change coming up that could be relative to our money. So I want to make sure that we really, are holding on to what it is appropriate to hold on to, making those really wise decisions and choices and things like that in our life. Because this next Pentacle card, and this is the only one in the Pentacles that is kind of negative in energy. Oh, this Five of Pentacles. But I want to say one more thing about that Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles energy, and the Page of Pentacles too, they are the energetics sometimes of gossip. So it would be the coworker. This is just an example. The coworker that comes and says, guess what? George really got in trouble with HR this morning, blah, blah, blah. You know what they did? And I say, I don't listen to this stuff. I turn my back and I walk away, right? And then the little pentacle character walks down and says, hey, Mary, do you know what George got in trouble with the HR and blah, 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 blah? Who told you that? Sag told me. So it's that energetics of gossip too. So when I get around Knight of Pentacles energy, sometimes it's like better to stay out of the situation or not to participate, especially if it's in a work type energetics at all, because this Five of Pentacles can sometimes be a tough card. So it suggests some type of financial loss. Maybe that's why we're really hanging on and working with our rods energy over here. That's business finance energy. So it could represent some type of financial loss, maybe business problems, material lack. It can also indicate just spiritual bankruptcy is at the root of an unfavorable condition. This particular five is kind of a warning that money could soon be really tight, right? And that losses may come from ill-advised investments sometimes, or support we had counted on isn't forthcoming, such as a grant or monies that we thought were coming. But this is the big but here. Note this, usually there's snow in this card. The poor kid's bleeding there, but the premise behind it is this is a church window where the light is shining out behind them. So the premise of the card is there is always help. Maybe we don't want to take the help, but there is always help out there somewhere. All they had to do basically here was walk into the church. They'd be out of the cold and they would have their food. So when I see this pentacle card, I always think, have a backup plan. When I see it, have a backup plan. Maybe I'm hanging on to what I have. Maybe I'm saving for something. And my bank tells me, I'm going to go buy a car. I'm trying to think of examples. I want to go buy a car. My bank tells me, oh, sure, don't worry. You've been banking with us for years. Times are changing. I go to, instead of just going to my bank, I would make sure I went to 2 banks or 3 banks. And I got that pre-approval first, even if I wanted to use my bank. So that if I got turned down for my bank, things are changing now in the financial world all the time. I got turned down, I will have another option because the other bank helped me out. Or if one of my friends said, oh, I'm going to help you, and then they turn their back on me at the last minute, I have other friends that may be able or capable of helping me. It's that type of energy. To me, the 5 of Pentacles, instead of poverty-stricken and cold and out in the snow, I see it as have the backup plan and make sure that I'm protected in some manner. Maybe the Knight of Pentacles has some good information for us. It could be something along those lines. Just that backup and knowing full well that there's always that light behind these people. Always knowing that some way, somehow, the help will come through. That's what I want to say. So I don't actually see it as scary. I more or less see it as something to do with this not looking at it clearly at a situation, even though I know I have to make choices. So seeing it like that makes me get into that empress energy, like the fertility of ideas and creative thoughts, and who would I be able to ask if something were to go wrong with the plan that I had. So I see it more of a card of moving towards our freedom, like that word, and having the courage to ask. Because we Sages don't really run around asking for help. We'll like nickel and dime everything till the last minute in order to not ask for help for the most part of it, because we would much rather be on the side of giving than be on the other side. So sometimes these choices that we're not facing, that we have to face or make, are the appropriate choices for us, and we got to have the courage to do them and to have the capacity to get away from situations that are disrupting or holding us back. And that takes courage and exploring what are my other options. These are going to be all different situations because we're all different Sages, but something's going to come up that we really need to look at and move away from. The card says, time to go, Sag. Arrivals and departures. Maybe we want to book off with our little Knight of Pentacles here. It says the sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset in your life, and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and each cycle. Whoa, Sag, I guess we are. We're going to do whatever it is to get that blindfold off of our eyes there and start our forward momentum. It said the angels bring you this card to help you admit to yourself that it's time to leave. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's a relationship, something along those lines. That's what the Knight of Pentacles mean. You already know the situation they're referring to. You've hesitated leaving because of your loyalties and fears, yet the angels assure you that it's the best way. Work very closely with your angels during the transition to ensure its harmony for everyone concerned. Surrender any guilt or other negative emotions to heaven. Your energy needs to stay very high right now. Completion and the end of a cycle are at hand. The purpose has been served in this relationship or situation. Surrender and release and call upon Archangel Azrael for help with grieving and Archangel Michael for help with your word down here, courage. Well, Sag, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell you all, thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me or just go neb about me, or if you need an appointment, all the information's down below the screen over at the website. And over there are 2 short videos. One explains the prayer class I put out there for you, and the other the sutra classes. Prayer class tells you how to format prayers, why you would do them the way you do. Sutra classes are simple thought forms. Put them in a meditation. It takes 5 minutes a day, and it enhances the clear perceptions dramatically. But the videos that explain them are over at the website. So to all of you I've met through 5 whole years of doing YouTubes now, everybody I've met through 33 years of this work, I want to tell you all, it's been an honor, a privilege, and pleasure to serve you. And hopefully I will see you back here next month. Bye-bye.